Awesome. Welcome everyone to our Monday night team call. How is everyone's week going? Comment in the chats the best thing that has happened on this Monday for you. Dom and Allie just moved.
How far did you just move, Dom and Allie? How many minutes? How many miles? What are some other 20 miles? 20 minutes, 20 feet, 20 seconds. All right, 20 seconds away. Guys, let's get some activity in the chats. What is one win that you had today? Like God said, let's verbalize this. Let's focus in on this. What is a win? A win that you had.
Oh, wow. Kathy's team is rocking. Great call with Melanie. A lot of good things going on. Eric talked business with a partner.
Eric
amazing.
Or Kelsey. I guess that's
yeah,
Eric. Yeah,
I think
Eric.
it's Eric because I just see him. Allie got a therapy job offer. Amazing.
Congrats, Allie. That's so wonderful.
That's awesome. Derek got a de-shedding brush for his dog and it works. You know what, Derek? I am very blessed for you. I know that this was an answer to prayer. Praise God for your de-shedding brush. That German Shepherd's hair will get you.
Survived. VVS. No, I loved it. So good. Breathe, release, and let go of a major disappointment. Oh, that's a wonderful. Joni, did anybody else have any obstacles maybe that came up today that they had the opportunity to overcome, to release, let go? Anybody that frustrated them? I mean, can I just tell you something? Last night, this is getting a little bit off topic. It's right on topic, because here's where we're going to go with all this. I came home after being gone for a couple of days, and I walk in the house. Family's really hungry, so we're going to put some food on the grill. You know how we do at the McLeod house. We make some burgers. We grill some meat. So I go downstairs, outside, the grill's in the back, and have instantly confronted with the most uncomfortable uncomfortable engagement that I have had with one of our neighbors so far. Like, just straight up started like passive aggressively accusing me of doing something incredibly dangerous and like doing it on purpose. And like, I've had like 2 interactions with this person. Like, I come home, I'm so excited to see my family. I'm like, yeah, let me go down and like make some burgers. Like, everything's great. And I go outside and she's like, hey, yeah, so like you did this, and like, I don't know why you didn't talk to me about it. And I'm like, whoa. Like, what? Anyways. So my energy in that moment, anybody have that? You're walking along your day, you're having a fantastic day, and you just get T-boned energetically. Anybody have that? Just me? You're walking, you're like, man, today's great. I'm feeling good, like sunshine, all that. And somebody's just like, bang, and just nails you. Now, for me in the past, it would take me, the day would be done. If it was in the morning, like I would roll over and be like, that I'm done. I'm on a different path today. It's just not going to be a productive day. But that used to be how I handled things and allowed things to affect me, but not anymore. So I came back up, and I could tell I was in a little bit of a different mood.
What happened
and
at the grill?
My face was just down. I was setting the food down, and she was like, is everything okay? I was like, I just had the most unpleasant experience. The burgers are burned. Okay. I had the most unpleasant experience with our neighbors next door. I told her the whole thing. And, I had to take 5 minutes there. She's like, you need to go do something? Do you need to go walk? Do we need to like stop? I was like, no, I just need to breathe. I need to release. And I just allow this thing to just pass through me. And it was I was very proud in that moment, because in other incidences, maybe I would have just been mad the whole day. I would have taken it out on Odd, or I would have taken it out in other relationships or other things. I would have allowed it to kill my productivity, kill my love. Instead, I like sent her massive just love and compassion, and being like, she probably had a really hard day. I don't know what she went through. And I don't have to allow that to stick onto me. So I say that because it's Monday. I know all of us have probably already been met with things that were like, that really wasn't kind of part of my plan. I really wish that didn't happen. Or that person kind of said something that really, maybe you have a thought right now in your head that's still kind of grinding at you, that somebody said either a day ago or a week ago. And we all have the opportunity. We are in control of what we choose to hold on to and what we choose to let go of. Now, some of us can choose to believe that we're not in control, that we're a victim of our circumstances, but we're here to remind you, and I'm here to remind you as we start this call, that you are 100% in control of what goes on in here. And what you do, not necessarily what you feel, because I couldn't control what I felt yesterday. I was getting heated. My heart rate went up instantly, but I could control how I managed and dealt with those emotions. And so everyone just take, a cleansing breath wherever you are. I don't know, it's Monday, we've all had things that have taken place, but I love that, Joni, you said that you had an opportunity to breathe, release, and let go of a disappointing situation, because that's just part of life. And getting, as we go into this call, really what separates the good days, bad days, the big weeks, the big months, the big years of income, the big leaps, is taking the moments that I had last night, that maybe you had today or this week, and allowing them to be just that, being just moments, moments of time. It sounds great. You're like, oh, that's an awesome Instagram post. Like, I'm totally going to post that later. But it's so different when you feel it and you're really offended. I wanted to tear that woman apart. She was so out of line, so out of bounds. And I could have, because everything she said was just so unsensical. And I bit my lip and I just said, this doesn't need to take any of my energy, but I dealt with it healthily. And so, guys, we're talking about cycles. We talk about connecting. We talk about the power of network marketing. We talk about all these things, but we're dealing with people. You understand? We're dealing with people, and it's about stringing together great days. It's about stringing together great weeks and allowing it to just roll off your back. And more than anything, not leaving being like, man, when I come across her again, and let me tell you, last night when I was going to bed, that was what was running through my head. I was like, man, I'm not happy with her. And I just had to keep sending her love and like praying for her and blessing her to keep my heart soft towards people. So I just felt led to start the call off like that, because, your territory will continue to expand the greater your capacity to love and service other people expands. Know that it will expand the greater your capacity to love, to shelter, to take on other people's stuff that they're just going to, whether you ask it or not, throw on you. The better you can shoulder that and do that in a wise way is only going to help you in your network marketing business. So that was
and sometimes it's interesting because sometimes it can be very easy to let things go. Sometimes things can pop up and it doesn't affect you the same way, and you can just let it go easily. And then there are other times where things can. James had that interaction last night, and this morning something took place in my own life and it was really challenging. And what I had to do was I literally had to sit on my couch and declare truth out of my mouth until my circumstances changed. And there are times when it is easier. It can be easier to say, oh, wow, that didn't really affect me at all. I'm just going to send so much love. And then there are other opportunities of growth where we can lean into the discomfort and take all the things that we've learned by saying yes to network marketing. And James just came back from an event over this weekend, and he's going to share a little bit about that. But we're really blessed to be a part of this community that has taught us different skills and techniques to overcome things, allergies here, in our life. And so when things do pop up in your life, how quickly can you move past them? How quickly can you let them go so that you can be fully present in your life, in your business, and with your family?
Well, and maybe you guys will relate to this too, because this is the really the linchpin of everything. And, Gina, thank you for acknowledging the growth, because it really is, I've done a lot of work, and I know everybody on this line is doing a lot of work on themselves, but here's what it really came down to. And I articulated this because I've been exposed to it and made aware of my own nature and how I can tend to do things. When I get hung up on something and when I allow something to steal my energy, it's because I usually get fixated on being right. I want to be right. You understand? That lady was wrong yesterday. And in fact, there was two of them that ended up coming up to me and like squaring off to me. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Like, this is, neither of you are parents. You're questioning my parenthood, like all of this stuff. And this is so unnecessary. I wanted to be right so bad. And I wanted them to know that I was right more than that, right? You want them to know I'm right, you're wrong, my logic, all of this, like da-da-da-da. But when I do that, you guys, it takes everything in me. All my resources get deployed to that. So like I fixate all, your energy on that one conversation you're going to have with that person when they get home, or, when you see them next, or get on the phone with them. And the goal is just to be right. And I let that go. I've let that go in my life, the need to be right. I don't have to be right. I don't have to be right with everybody or at all. I've let that part of my ego and my pride die. And it was a really big part of my ego that I wanted to be right. So last night, the growth really came in our businesses. It can really stunt us, because if somebody, challenges you in network marketing, someone challenges you in the efficacy of the products, what is your first initial reaction? You want to prove them wrong. I'll show you. Let me go dig up this article. Let me just send you 3-minute voice memos and just blast you with what Dr. Plant said last week on the call. Okay. And you just go off. First off, they probably don't respond to that. Okay. These girls weren't going to like sit there and go, oh my gosh, I did not think of it that way. James, you're so right. I'm sorry. They weren't going to come to that conclusion, right? You know that, but you in your head, you're like, this is how it's going to go down. It's going to be like a movie. It's going to be great. It was not going to happen like that. And the people that you maybe have, if you are like me and you've responded that way, regrettably, to people of just saying, oh, I'll show you, and you just throw it on them, they're not going to respond. They're not going to respond genuinely open to whatever it is you just said. But more than that, you just wasted such precious energy. It's just drained. Think about just taking the drain out of the sink, and just the water just plummets out. And we can do that, can't we? In our businesses. Somebody doesn't get the compensation plan. Well, are you familiar with the binary? You're not? I'm going to tell you everything. You don't think binary is the best? Well, binary is the best. Let me tell you why. Instead of just saying, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I told Autumn, I was like, they don't have to be my best friends. They don't have to want to communicate the way I want to communicate. They don't have to have the same standards as I do. They don't have to have any of that stuff. And like CG was saying on the call, like I really found growth, I think, in processing this now from that 6-week series. And a lot of the talks that we're talking about, you don't need to have opinions about everything. You really can let things go, right? And I applied that. Like, I don't have to be right in this situation. This is not the hill that I'm going to die on. But when it comes to our network marketing business and talking about this with people, what I find is that most people, they stop in their conversations. They stop going and continuing to have conversations with other people, because when somebody says something that they don't like, that they know they can be right on, they veer the car, put it in park, get out of the car, go talk to that single person, versus continuing on the highway, the path of just continuing the numbers game and looking for people who are looking for you. I was at this event in Miami, and it was an event I've never been to before, with all sorts of different business people. Honestly, guys, there was a accumulation of wealth that was over $100 million in that room. It was remarkable. It was astounding. And I think, I said, I'm sure you guys have seen all my stories. It was so expansive. Like, the energy in there was so expansive. It was amazing. And as I talked to these people, I said, everybody I connected with, I told them what I did. I said, I help. Well, do you guys want to, do you want me to tell you what I told these people who make a lot of money, what I did? Okay. This is what I said. I said, I help people make residual income from home. That's what I said. That's all I said. I didn't say anything about products. I didn't say anything about a cleanse. I didn't say anything about Jim and Kathy Cooper. I didn't say the word isogenics. I said, I help people make residual income from home. Or I said, I help people add a residual income stream to their portfolio. And portfolio just meaning an income portfolio or a portfolio of assets. And they said, oh, that's really cool. How does that work? I say, I represent a company that makes some of the highest quality wellness products, and they pay me to build networks of people who consume and buy them all over the world, and it's tracked in real time, and I get paid for it. I said, wow, that's amazing. I have so many people that are looking at tools right now because they're interested in it. Now, it was all talking about the income. It was all talking about residual, and it was very, very basic, laying out. Is that simple? Did that seem very simple and elementary? Did I say anything new to anybody? Did anybody's mind just get blown with what I just said? No, of course not. But what I found was, as I was sitting in this room of other people who were, for the most part, all open-minded. We paid, a decent amount of money to be there. And so these people are open-minded. They're abundant people. Who wants to find more abundant people in their life? Who commits to finding more abundant-minded people in their life and in their organization. Okay. So let me just tell you right now, it is required of you, every single one of you, to get into new rooms. That does not mean going to the other side of the street in your town and going to the competitor coffee shop. Do you understand? That is not what that means. That means growing yourself. I didn't know one person going into this event. I went by myself and I drove 5.5 hours to a place I had never been. And I showed up full on ready to play. And everybody else did too. If you want growth in your business, you have to start getting in new rooms, period. Social media is fantastic, but guys, COVID, ruined people for wanting to be on Zooms, and they want to get back in, together, and there are meetings happening, there are events happening. And so, but what I found was all these people were open-minded. So they were like, well, this sounds really cool. Actually, that really intrigues me. I'd love to hear more about that. Every single one of them was like, I would be open to hearing more about that. And so I've sent them all tools, but I say all that because I didn't change anything that I was doing necessarily. I started talking to different people. And when you continue to talk to the same people and you get the same responses, you got to start asking yourself, okay, I'm talking to the wrong people. Mm-hmm. So these people make a bunch of money. All their hedge funds, private equity fund managers dealing with, cryptocurrencies, real estates, all, the whole gamut of things. And as I'm sitting in that room, hearing all these different speakers, it's just people crushing it. The theme that came to mind to me of why what we have is so precious, is so special, and really, we ought to be standing with our shoulders back and chin high because of this one word that differentiates us from anybody else in any other industry. Can anybody guess what that word might be? Starts with an R. Let's see if anybody can guess it. I see Chelsea Taylor typing. Residual. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That would make sense, right? Okay, yeah. That wasn't the word.
To preface that was such a bad. I'm sorry. I totally set you guys up the wrong way for that. So a lot of these people are making passive income and residual income. I should have prefaced it with that. It's risk. Okay. So the people that are making a lot of money, the people that are doing a lot of things, their risk tolerance is incredibly high. And a lot of them are very highly leveraged. Who would maybe agree that we have a pretty low risk in Isagenix? Okay. I would say we have zero risk. When somebody says low risk, I say, no, you're mistaken. We have zero risk. You're buying groceries every week, aren't you? Okay. So how risky is shopping at Whole Foods, right? But what stood out to me is the risk that some of these people were living in. I mean, taking loans of $500,000. They were putting all sorts of things out, managing all sorts of assets and, other people's money, a lot of other people's money. Does anybody want to be managing like $10 million of other people's money and you promise them that you're going to make it grow by, 15% this coming up year? Okay. If you are on this call, let's talk afterwards because we might be able to reposition you in a different role, but risk. But how often can we go out in the world and feel what we're doing is risky? We posture ourselves like, like it's really, and we're already positioning ourselves as if like it's a really big ask. Guys, there were people that dropped 20 grand on the spot when they promoted something that they were selling there. 20 grand, boom. And there people just walked back there, gave them their credit card, boom, swiped it. 20 G's. We're talking about like $200 or $300 of product that they're eating. You guys feeling this? You guys tracking with me? It's a posture of saying, look, we're not playing small because we're dealing with something that is, an amazing product. We're playing with something so lucrative, so progressive, so duplicatable on the grand scheme of things, where so many people can have whatever level of success they want to. And I was sitting there being like, I have no risk. And in many ways, it kind of felt like I was a fraud because like, I don't got anything on you guys. I'm sitting here like my overhead is shakes and e-shots, and I love it. And if I stop ordering it, like, my business still flows, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to lose the house. I'm not going to lose a big commercial real estate deal. The bank's not going to seize my assets, like none of that stuff. Not that we can't aspire to live in that big way and grow to that place, but just to build this confidence in you today that right now, what you have in your hands is gold. And we're living in this transitional period where there is a transference of wealth. You're hearing that phrase. There is a transference of wealth going on, and you can either live expansionally right now, or you can contract, and you can say, oh, this isn't a time I can grow my business. This isn't a time I can really evolve as a person. This really isn't a time I can take risk and, change my behaviors or my rituals or what I stand for or my values. Give me a break. This is the time to do it. This is the time to move, saying, you know what? This will be the line where we look back and say, everything changed for our family from this point on, because while everybody else was receding, I was stepping forward and saying, this is mine. And so I wanted to share that perspective because it stood out greatly to me. What the gift we have at Isagenix, so much is given to us. They're producing products at like such lightning speed right now. You have so much to talk about. And we have another product that's coming out at Celebration, by the way, that's going to be even, more mind blowing. Do you want to say something?
I do, but finish your train of thought.
So with this, whatever it is that you need to do to reorient yourself, your mindset, your priorities, if this is a time to purge, if this is a time to cleanse, not cleanse like a deep cleanse, but maybe cleanse areas of your life, take the time to do it, because there is a shift happening. There are a lot of people making a lot of money in so many arenas who you have no idea exist. And you might not even realize that the industries exist. I realized that there are people making money in ways that I didn't even know you could make money that way. This, like 2 days ago. It's amazing. And so it broadened my vision so much, but grounded me in what it is that we have. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was the people that you were at that event with, they were looking to expand their wealth portfolio. The conversations that you shared with me, it wasn't talking about a product. It wasn't talking about the deep ins and outs of science. It's talking about how to create different streams of income, specifically residual income. When you were speaking to the gentleman that you met, so many men, amazing men that you met this weekend. And we've known this for a long time. And as you were talking, and as James is talking about this shift, if you have not made the shift in your posture to speak about this opportunity in a time right now, make the shift. Get into different rooms where you're talking about how you have something to make residual income for people. Speak more about the income opportunity with boldness, with certainty than you've ever spoken about it before, because people are most definitely open and looking for ways to make extra money. And when you position yourself as somebody who has something to offer from a no risk standpoint, you will attract the type of people that want to partner with you. But that decision is up to you. The beautiful thing about network marketing is you can run your business however you want to run your business. So if you want to keep talking about products, you can keep talking about products. But if you really want to create more residual income for your family, you talk about the residual income and expanding that wealth portfolio, the opportunity to do that in people's lives, and you will begin to see your residual income grow from there.
So over these next 8 weeks, before we go to Celebration, I just want to challenge everybody to take, if you're serious about it, if you really want to, if you're saying to yourself on this call, I'm committed to getting around wealth conscious individuals who are excited and open to expanding their life, then seek out a new room, seek out an event, go on Eventbrite, go on Google, find an event. Okay, if you have to pay for it, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your business, you're investing in your future. It's a no-brainer, but be proactive with that. Don't wait for somebody to invite you to an event. Just go and go by yourself. You don't have to go and know anybody. there are events happening everywhere. And that is what changed that posture in me, is getting into that room and being reminded and re-inspired from all of these different individuals who were looking and actively looking for more. So tomorrow, or did you want to tell them about the product?
Go ahead.
So tomorrow, who knows what's dropping tomorrow? Talking about having a new conversation. The new, I always forget, is it nootropic or nootropic? I should know this. I really should. I apologize. Nootropic. Lane's holding up a peace sign. What does that mean? What is he telling me?
He's frozen.
Oh, okay. Anybody else see Lane just holding up a peace sign? Okay, so
it's new.
Yeah, new. I know, but I get mixed up if it's tropic or tropic. I think it's tropic. Okay, so brain stuff. Yeah. So guys, the new Tropic Brain Support Elixir is dropping tomorrow. Now, you don't have to be into health products. People are looking for accelerating their brain capacity and how their brain processes things. This is going to be such an exciting product, and so many people are looking for it. So it's free shipping starting tomorrow through Sunday. Great opportunity, yes, to just re-engage in a conversation. Say, hey, I know we talked about residual income in the past. Maybe it wasn't the right time. We're dropping a new product tomorrow. I'd love to engage in that conversation and revisit it to see if now is a better time. You don't have to highlight and make the main focal point be the new product if you don't want to. It can just be an excuse to circle back around with them.
And Lane and Chelsea are doing an event in Knoxville next Tuesday at 7 p.m. We've got Celebration coming up on August. Oh my God, I just had it on here. We're going, I don't know. I should know.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
August 11th is a Thursday. That's when registration starts. The 12th and the 13th is the event. And James is training at the event. He's going to do Why Network Marketing, Why Now? And let me just tell you, the positioning of this event is going to be different based off of the times that we're living in today. So the things that used to work once isn't working now. We're entering into a new phase, a new way of building network marketing. And so James is going to be training. So what do we have on the agenda leading up until then?
So leading up to Celebration, we're going to do something new. Okay. For the next 8 weeks, we're going to postpone our Monday night calls. We're going to be doing the morning calls with the Cepedas. We're going to continue to be doing lives, video calls, touching base. I know I've been talking to a couple of you, Dom, I think, and Kathy are probably the main ones, with a new app and a new thread to have all of our communication where there can be a much higher limit of people, not just 32 in an iMessage group. And I talked with somebody this past weekend who does use one that I really, really like. So I'm going to be starting to integrate that. So communications are all going to be there, but we want to allow this space. We know it's summertime. We know there's all sorts of activities happening in the evening, and we want to honor that, but we want to also create the space for you to do whatever it is that you want to do as a leader, as somebody who is investing in other people's lives. So if you want to keep doing your own meetings, calls, whatever, on a Monday night or other night, do it. This is your opportunity to step up, come into Celebration, posturally ready, saying, this is my event. I'm bringing my people, and we're going to have a life-changing time. So going forward between now and Celebration, that's going to be our protocol, but we're going to obviously still be plugging into everything that we've been plugging into. And the hope is that through this, it can create more space, more intentionality, and more growth for everyone that is involved in the organization, that your touch can be felt with how you want it to be in your team.
Right. So we've been doing a lot of one-on-one calls with a lot of leaders in the team. And if you want to do one-on-one calls also throughout this time, reach out to us. We're going to be plugging into the morning calls and continuing to show up and do the things. So Kathy just said on here, which I did see this announcement as well, Herbie and a couple other top leaders are also doing a specific associate run training on Thursday from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, which everyone is invited to. He's been talking about this a lot now that we live in Jacksonville. We hear from him all the time, just bikes over to our house and bangs on the door. So that's actually going to be a really amazing kickoff to the event. So if you come in early, come and be a part of that event. James and I will be there, or I'll be there. James might be doing his presentation. If not, then he'll be there as well.
So to wrap it up, to bring it home, you don't have to let things steal your energy. Don't let somebody else's agenda, what they're dealing with, what they think of Isogenics, what they think of whatever, T-bone your energy and T-bone your emotions. Let it go, release it. You don't have to be right. There are people that are out there that are looking to grow and expand. I promise you, even if you don't hear what I'm saying right now, because I swear, James, there's not people around me. You're just not looking in the right places. So commit to getting into a new room. Commit to letting go of that ego or pride that says, I don't need to do that. I've already done that. And allow these next 8 weeks going into celebration to breathe a new life into what it is that you're building, because we're living in some really remarkable times. I know everybody on this call believes it, and you're going to continue to attract that as you step out in that. So we are
Amazing.
excited for this summer, for this time period. We're so grateful for you guys. We pray for you all the time. This is such a fun thing to get to do together and to be a part of it with such incredible individuals like yourselves. So
we'll see you on the morning calls, and we will see you at celebration.
that's right. All right, everybody, have a great night, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Take care.